Hello, you are welcome to my channel. The question here says, complete the table for multiplication modulo 11. So this is a question on modular arithmetic, and we have to complete the table. And that is not all. We also have to use the table. We have to use the table to evaluate the following. So these are the questions that we have to use the table to evaluate and to find. So please, I advise to watch this video to the very end so that you see how these are carried out. Now let's go back to the table. Now we have to complete this table. For us to complete this table, what we just need to do is to remind ourselves that modular arithmetic is like a remainder arithmetic. So what that means is that what we'll be putting down in this table has to do with remainders. So now the first part of the question is that we should complete the table by multiplying these values. So 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. So that one is not up to 11. So once we multiply any value here that is not up to 11, we simply write it down like that. So 1 times 1 is not up to 11. So we simply write it as 1. Then 1 multiplied by 5 is also not up to 11. So we write it 1 multiplied by 9 is 9, and 1 multiplied by 10 is 10. So all these values are not up to 11, because don't forget we are carrying out modulo 11 under this multiplication. So now let's move to the next one. It says 5 multiplied by 1 is 5. It is not up to 11. So write it down. 5 multiplied by 5 is 25. So let me put it down here, 25, which is greater than 11. So what we need to do is, because this 25 is greater than 11, we are going to simply use it to divide 11. So 25 divided by 11, you agree with me that is 2 times, because 2 times 11 is 22. So 25 minus 22 is 3. So we say remainder 3. So 25 divided by 11 is 2 times remainder 3, because 2 times 11 is 22. So when you subtract 22 from 25, it gives you the remainder, which is 3. So the remainder is what we write down in this arithmetic. That's why it is sometimes called remainder arithmetic. So the next thing we have to do here is to multiply 5 by 9. 5 multiplied by 9 is 45. So let me write it down. 45 divided by 11, because 45 is greater than 11. So 45 divided by 11 is going to give us how many times? That will be 4, because 11 times 4 is 44. So 45 divided by 11 is 4 remainder 1. 44 subtracted from 45 is 1. So the remainder is 1. So we simply write the remainder down, 1. The next one is 5 multiplied by 10, and that is 50. So we're also going to do the same thing. 50 divided by 11. That will be 4 times. Don't forget, 11 times 4 is 44. So 4 times remainder 6. 4 times remainder 6. 11 multiplied by 4 is 44. 44 subtracted from 50 is 6 times. So the remainder is what you write down as 6. Then the next one, we say 9 multiplied by 1 is the same thing as 9. So it's not up to 11, we'll write it down. 9 multiplied by 5 is 45, just like what we did here, 45. So it's 4 times remainder 1. So we'll write the remainder down, which is 1. Then 9 multiplied by 9 is 81. So I'm going to write it down, 81. Then we divide the 81 by the modulo value, which is 11. So that will give us 7 times remainder 4. Because 11 times 7 is 77. So you subtract 77 from 81, and that will give us 4. So the remainder is 4. So we'll write the remainder down as 4. And then the next thing is 9 multiplied by 10 is 90. So I'm going to write 90 all divided by 11. 90 divided by 11 will give us 8 times, because 11 times 8 is 88. So when we subtract 88 from 90, it's going to give us 2. So remainder 2. So the remainder 2 is what we are going to write down. Then the next thing now is to complete the last part of the table. 10 multiplied by 1 is 10, which is less than 11. So we'll write it down. 10 multiplied by 5 is 50. So we have done for 50 before. So 50 divided by 11 is 4, remainder 6. So the remainder here is 6. That is what we are going to write down. Then 10 multiplied by 9 is 90. So this is what we have. 90 divided by that will give us 8, remainder 2. So the answer is 2 in this case. And then finally, 10 multiplied by 10 is 100. So we're going to say 100 divided by 11. 100 divided by 11 will be 9 times, because 11 times 9 is 99. So 9 times remainder 1. 99 subtracted from 100 is 1. So the remainder is 1. So we have now completed the table. So that is how to complete a table like this when we have multiplication under modular arithmetic. Now let's carry on the questions that were asked under this table. Now the first question says we should use the table to evaluate 9 multiplied by 5. And then all multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10. Now I think we can simply do this in front of this here. Let me use this space. So I'm going to say is equal to 9 multiplied by 5. If we go to the table, we're going to see where 9 multiplies by 5, and the answer is 1. So 9 multiplied by 5 is 1. That is under this, at this level of 9. So it is 1. So 9 multiplied by 5 is 1. Then all multiplied by, that is using this one now, all multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10. Let's check it on the table. 10 multiplied by 10, we can see it is 1. So this will be 1 multiplied by 1. And 1 multiplied by 1 is equal to 1, and that is less than 11. So we'll simply write it down. So this is the answer to this first question. Now let's look at the other questions. The B part says find the truth of 10 multiplied by m is equal to 2. So what I'm going to do here is to look at the table and see what number multiplies by 10. What number we use to multiply 10 to give us 2. So 10 multiplied by what number give us 2. So if we look at this level of 10, we can see 2 here. So what did we multiply by to get this 2? Is 10 times 9. So it is 10 multiplied by 9 that gave us the value 2. So you agree with that m here is equal to 9, because 10 multiplied by 9 from our table gave us the value 2. So we can conclude there. You can see it, 10 multiplied by m is equal to 2. So we can conclude from there now that m is equal to what? 9 as the answer, because from our table it is 10 multiplied by 9 that gave us 2 in the table. 10 multiplied by 9 that gave us 2. So the m is 9. Then the last one there says n multiplied by n is equal to 4. So we are going to look at which number multiplied by itself that gave us 4. Now let's check the table and find out the answer. So if we look at this, we can see 4 here. So it is 9 that multiplied by itself to give us 4. 9 multiplied by 9 to give us 4. And that is the only part of the table that we have 4. So from there now, we can come back to the question and say it is 9 that multiplied by itself by 9 that gave us 4. So in conclusion, we can say that n is equal to 9, because it's 9 that multiplied by 9 that gave us 4. So n is equal to 9 as the final answer. Hope you enjoyed this remainder arithmetic. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you can get more detailed videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.